Hey everyone, Disappointed Giant here. Welcome to another long play. We're doing some live comm tonight. And the reason for it is because life is happening, man. Life is happening. What is it? It's there's a Ferris Bueller quote in here somewhere that I just can't find. But the next couple weeks are going to be super busy, and I figured, you know what? Let me hop on. Let's see if we can get ourselves a run, get something good. And the goal that I have for myself, let's see if I can actually do it. I have faith. I have faith that we might be able to do this. But basically, what I'm going to try to do is get everything done within an hour, right? So I don't mean an hour of game time. I mean an hour of video time, which is kind of funny because usually, as you know, my videos are pretty long. But I wanna see if I can shred this. So we're gonna see what we can do. And of course, if we're trying to play quickly, the best thing to do here is take tactics. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't know what I'm looking for. So I think, you know, best case scenario, we find ourselves a quad damage electric whip. Probably not going to happen naturally, but you never know, right? You never know. That's the dream, right? That's the dream. But we're gonna see what the game gives us, and this is gonna be sort of like maybe like an opposite version of. Oh my God, that's so perfect. All right, so I need $6,000 before we get out of here, because that is what I want to take with me for the rest of the run. That is the e-whip that I would like to be buried with. I'll put it in my will. You know, make sure you pop that thing in my coffin before I go. Oh man, that's unbelievable. All right, so I'm going to start to think about where I can get the rest of this money here. So what are our options? So it'd be great if we found more elites that way, so we could get extra money off of what other amulets they would drop. We'll see as far as food. Oh my God, I might not even make it through this run. We'll see as far as food recycling goes. Maybe we can get something nice there. I think, is this the scarecrow sickles? I saw scarecrow sickles in here somewhere. This is definitely not it. I think it is. Yeah, it's lower. It's lower on the map there. So let's see if we can do this. Again, I was just making a joke about. I know I said quad damage e-whip, but I will take double damage any day of the week. So what is this? What does this enable us to do? Right. So if we get this double damage e-whip, if I can survive this long. Because I also have double damage ice shards, and you know, talking and playing is a little tough, especially like, you know me, I'm not used to it. So I'm also taking a bit of a beating here. So what? All right, so that's behind a gate. So let me think. Let me see what I can do about this here, because I really want that e-whip. So we're gonna get something out of here that we can recycle. We got to $600. What am I? I'm about $2,000 short here. Is that what it said? Let me take another peek here. Let me take another peek, because ideally, yeah, we're 6,000. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to finish this out. So I think up here, this is going to be the Arboretum exit. We're gonna take a peek here. No, so it's the showroom. All right, so the Arboretum exit is down in the bottom left, I think, right? Yeah, it's going to be down in this area. So we're going to head down there, and we'll see what we can get. Sometimes there are... all right, so let me think about this. We've been playing for like 3 minutes. I'm already like, let me think about this. Let me think about this. So the reason I want to think about that is because I really like the lightning rods. I like them a lot. But the thing is if I take these, I'm going to be losing out on some money. All right, so I'm going to recycle them. Unfortunately, I'm going to go up here, and then what else? Are there any other? Let's see if I have enough here. So I'm going to actually break this door. We're going to get cursed. Oh, it's only $440. We are already off to a banging start here. We're off to a banging start. All right, so let me see if I were to break this. 1050. We get enough? All right, we get enough. We get enough. All right, so I am super duper cursed here. So what I think, we're just going to go all in. We're going to go all in. This is going to be an absolute disaster. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to recycle this food. We're leaving prisoners' quarters with 60 curse because I did not have enough money for this double damage e-whip. And I think what we'll do is, obviously, we're going to grab this immediately. We are going to dual bind ice shards and e-whip, so we're in good shape. I did not... What are we looking at for biomes here, too? Anything good? Arboretum is incentivized, but I don't mean to sound crass. I don't care enough. I think the best move here is we're going to hit up sewers. Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude. You've got to be kidding me. I just didn't pick up gold reserve. This is unbelievable. Friends, we are off to an amazing start. So either, if you're watching this video now, I can't believe I didn't pick up gold reserves. If you're watching this video now, that means that I have made it through, and I just took a lot of curse that I didn't need to. I recycled 2 pieces of food that I could have eaten, and we'd have been leaving here with no curse and what are we looking at, like 50% health, but instead we're at 60 curse and 12% health. So here we go. Here's to a run that we're not going to forget, right? This reminds me, I was going through a couple of my past streams recently. I've just been trying to like think about the idea of streaming more. I feel like I've said this 100 times. You guys are already just like, dude, can you please stop? Ooh, we got ourselves a 30 too. I had no idea. Can we get something? We got tornado. Yes, absolutely. I am not going to recycle that tornado. We're going to take that tornado with me. I feel like everyone's gonna be like, dude, you said this 1,000 times. But I was looking back at some old streams and just kind of like listening in on things and sort of just like seeing, I don't know, just seeing how the vibe was there. And couple of the streams that I went back to were wild. They were wild. There was one stream, I think it was a survival build where I had all legendaries and I wanted more, so I ended up using a wish on Vampire Killer going into the 5EC boss. And then after that, what ended up happening, I got double damage on it, and either I couldn't roll it off or I didn't roll it off, and like it was a mess. It was a mess, but it was like a beautiful mess. So what I'm trying to say here is I think that we are en route we are en route to another run that is going to rival the discomfort and the bad decisions and the insanity of some of those streams there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this food, because if we do clear this curse, then I'm going to need some health, right? I'm going to need some health if we make it out of here. So I'm going to grab that food, even though it may not matter. But actually, if you're hearing this now, it does matter, because that means that I would have finished the run. So if what is it? It's like the Drake album. If you're hearing this now, I finished the run. Isn't that what it was? I think that's what it was. But this is exciting. This is exciting. Right? What time is it now? It's like 10. It's like 10:30-ish p.m. my time. I usually go to bed late. I'm like 11 o'clock. Not 11 o'clock. Like 11 o'clock is kind of when I start thinking like, all right, maybe I should go to bed. And then I usually don't actually like fall asleep until like 12:30 or 1. So I'm like a late sleeper, late to bed, late to wake, whatever. And me trying to do this like an hour and a half before bed is maybe not the smartest thing, but as you can see, this run is already off to it's already off to a start, right? We don't need to call it a great start. We should just call it a start. The run has started, right? But I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. And I should not have done that. Oh, doesn't matter. All right, we cleared the curse. So the gold reserves debacle, it has been resolved. The gold reserves debacle that's a good name for a song, right? The gold reserves debacle has been resolved. So we squared that up. Right? So we made it through the curse that we did not need to take. We have a double damage E-Whip. We have double damage Ice Shards, and we got a good dual scroll, and we got a challenge rift. All right, so we are on our way. We're well on our way. So what I'm going to do here, obviously I'm going to recycle this. I got to find a way to also like speed things up a bit, because like I said, I was like, I'm going to try to get this done in less than an hour. And we'll see if that's actually going to happen. So I'm going to go grab this scroll fragment. We are at 67 kills. So this is wonderful. We have an elite here that is probably going to own me. Nope. Got him. I'm going to grab this here, and then I'm going to actually not spend as much time as I usually do clearing stuff out. So let's call this like the instead of being a maximalist, I think that's the term, maximalist, where someone tries to get the most out of everything. Let's see if we can keep this more of like a minimalist sort of run. I'm gonna recycle that tornado. I feel like it doesn't, it doesn't matter which one of those I recycle or not. So what I'm looking for here, though, is I'm looking for the piece of good food. So we ended up getting the Malaise food. So I think it was the 15%. So we got ourselves a Malaise food, but what I'm looking for here is the good food, right? So once I get that good food, what I would like to do is start to mosey on out of here. We will grab any additional scrolls or scroll fragments that we see, and then we'll kind of see what happens. But my plan here, since we did get the good dual stat, since we have double damage here, and since we have a challenge rift, I am going to skip Corrupted Prison. I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. If you are new to Dead Cells, I do not do what I'm doing here. Don't skip biomes, especially, being able to get into that extra biome, Corrupted Prison, Prison Depths, whatever it is. Getting that extra scroll is super helpful. But for me, I'm just going to bounce. I'm just going to roll. I think we're going to do electrodynamics too. Let's just lean in. Let's lean in. Watch this also be double damage. Let's see. Is it? It is not. All right, so we are going to just take a moment here. I'm going to activate electrodynamics. I'm going to throw my tornado, and then we're going to roll. And then once my tornado cooldown hits 0, we're going to be able to use it again. I don't want either of these. We'll use it again. We'll get that third orb, and then we're just going to be doing a ton of damage. I might actually try to roll for double damage on that. That would be very funny. Like, let's see how many damage buffs we can stack on this, right? And I don't really need money right now, so like I said, I'm gonna look for the scrolls. All right, perfect timing. Is there anything here that I want? Yeah, I want to go back to that challenge rift. And I think what I would have liked, if I had a little bit more foresight, pardon the pun, I would have liked to have had 2. Do we have 2? We don't. I was going to say I would have liked to have had 2 different non-double damage main items that I could have switched out. But what we have up here is this lore room. I can just tell by the generation up here. This is a bad food lore room. So we're going to get 3 ticks of malaise here, but we are also going to get 50% health back, right? So there you go. So that's going to help us for the challenge rift. It's going to help us in life. Right? It's going to help us just in general, just trying to get out of here. So that's a good sign. All right, so what do we got here? So we're going to have our tactics. All right, so I'm going to keep the extra jump and the extra health for this little section here. Let's not take any damage. Oh god, that was close. So I'm going to keep the extra jump. I'm going to keep the extra extra HP here. But once we bounce, I'm going to take that purple, the double purple, which is quite nice. It's quite nice, right? So that's going to leave us with 9. I think it's 912, right? 192. Yeah. So we're leaving here with a very small amount of health, but again, like, it doesn't even matter, right? Okay. So we're going to do, where are we going from sewers? I'm going to rock Ramparts. So I think what we'll do is we'll do Ramparts, Concierge, Stilt, Sepulcher, and then if we make it that far, we'll do Giant, and then do I want to go 5BC? I don't know. We might do Giant into High Peak into Dracula, maybe? I gotta think about it. I gotta think about this, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we have money to reroll now. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for double damage, or I'm looking for bonus to electrified. And we get double. All right, perfect. The next mutation, so I took Point Blank, which is going to be great. Next thing I'm going to take here is Acrobata back, right? So we have Point Blank for extra damage for close ranged melee. And then with Acrobata Pack, whenever I roll, every like 2 or 3 seconds, I'm going to get the Hakuto's bow shot off here too. So that's extra dips. Extra dips can't hurt. And now what do I got? I got 3. I got 3 out of 4 of my items are double damage. So I guess that means we're taking what, triple, right? 100, 100, 100. So this is going to be great. Oh, lightning bolt. Do I want lightning bolt in the backpack instead? I might. Let me do this now, and then we'll see. We'll see how it shapes out. Let's see how off the rails. Let's see how off the rails we can go here. This is going to be a special one, I think. This will be a special one. So, but anyways, as you can tell, as I'm continuing to plot and ramble a little bit and trying to figure this out, live comm is not my usual specialty. You know, my usual specialty is to play a run and then sit in my chair and then talk about what I'm seeing instead of talking about what I'm doing. But I got to tell you, that video that I did maybe whenever it was, like a couple weeks ago, the over-explained run, that was like, it was the 2.5, it was like 2 hours and 10 minutes or 2 hours and 5 minutes or whatever it was, where I basically broke down every single decision that I made. We went through an entire run on 4BC, broke down everything from basically like every shop, every thought, every treasure chest, like, you know, breaking down like the reason why I take certain amulets and this and that. I really enjoyed that. And, you know, I think, you know, the last video I put out did have post-comm, which I still love, you know, but I'm trying to do the thing, man. Trying to do the thing. Like I said, trying to think about streaming more, which I've said so many times. Again, you guys are probably just like, dude, you're not gonna do it. We know what's up. You've said this 100 times in the past 3 years. You're not gonna do it, but I would like to. That's the thing, is I would like to. And you know, I feel like doing live commentary is a nice way in there, right? I can't really just, you know, play a run and then hide behind my microwave. I meant to say microphone, but I think microwave's funnier. I can't just hide behind my microwave, right? And then, you know, re-record stuff if I need to and whatever. So live comm's where it's at. And, you know, I've said this before, but, you know, people like Daniel who just do it all the time. So much respect. I have no idea how he does it, how these guys do it, but it's a thing and it's a skill that I would like. So here we are. So, I already have a good dual stat. Oh my God, that was so much damage. I wonder why. I'm going to take the 2 extra jumps. I wonder why that was so much damage. Does anybody know? Anybody? No? So what I'm going to do is, I already got a good amulet. I think that's the exit to conjunct, which I am not going to take. What I'd like to do here is either find good food or just hit up the food shop. Make sure I clear out all of the starred enemies, get all the scrolls, of course, right? Get all of the scroll fragments, and then just kind of like rush through some stuff. You know, try not to miss any ground secrets. You know, if we have a challenge rift or something like that pops up. But all the others. Oh, what do we got here? Is this a cocoon? I think that's a legendary cocoon or coiled sword. What is it? Oh, it's a legendary parry shield, huh? Well, this is not going to be a shield build. We are going to be we're going to be moving as fast as I can, which is still probably slower than most people. But we're going to be moving fast. We're going to be just using our ranged items, using the Acrobata Pack. So we got Lightning Bolt in there. It's good. I feel like it's doing good work, but I think I would like to go back to the Hakuto's because we already have 2 other sources of lightning, right? We have E-Whip, we have lightning damage from the E-Whip, and then we also have lightning damage from the electrodynamics, and it's like, do we need that much shock? Like, probably not. Would it be better to have something that's going to propagate that damage to other enemies, and then, you know, because enemies will, there's the good food. Enemies are already going to be sharing damage from shock, so if we have Hakuto's bow, where then enemies take extra damage, is that going to be helpful? I think it will. I think that's the right cause here. So we cleared our malaise, and now, again, I'm just kind of like poking here. I'm waiting for explorers to pop, which would be Maybe like after I explore part of this here. It's not quite yet. I think there's still another tower. So by the time we get through, there it is. I was going to say by the time we get through here, there's going to be one more scroll, and then we get Explorer's Instinct, and then this here should be the food shop. Yeah, we're going to come in here. We're going to grab the big food. For some reason, we have a little bit more gold than I expected at this point. I'm not quite sure how. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but for some reason we got a few extra bucks. So I'm going to take the big food. I'm not going to... Do I want to touch anything here? I don't. I'm not even going to look to see what it is. I don't care about those 3 enemies. We got no starred enemies. We did not miss any scrolls or scroll fragments. So we're going to hit Concierge, and then we're going to get out of here. So how the hell are you? How's everything going? I hope you're oh, I forgot the Hokuto's bow. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't take away from what I was just going to say. I hope you're doing well. I usually thank people earlier in the video, but I got rot brain right now. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, you know, this has already been... Man, this video's already been something, and we're not even at the first boss yet. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying life. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff happening here. I'll get through Concierge and then give like a little bit of an update. I feel like people have told me that they enjoy hearing about what's up, so I'll talk about what's up once I get through this hopefully quick Concierge fight. So we have extra damage to Electrified on the Tornado. The damage is, I don't think we have any other synergy. Yeah, we don't have any other synergy, so this damage, it's actually going slower than I would have preferred, but we will soldier on here. It should be fine, right? It should be fine. Point blank, and then that's the other thing too, is I have a little bit more... I'm putting more distance between me and the Concierge, so the point blank bonus isn't popping off as much as it normally would. Yeah, you can see a big difference when I get close versus when I'm over here. But we took no mercy before the fight, so for bosses, no mercy is just like okay. But because, all right, what do we got here? What's the damage? So it has plus 40% to Electrified. It does have, so that would bring it to what, 14? 14 times 4. Yeah, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it because I don't want to do the math. I feel like the difference would not be enough for me to what do you call it, to roll off that double damage. So we're not going to take it. We got a flawless. Oh my God. We got both the kill door and the time door. This is fantastic. This is phenomenal. All right. So let's see what we got for legendary. Another shield. Ain't happening, bro. Ain't happening. Let's see what we got in time door here. This would be great if we had like another Hokuto's bow. What's this here? Extra jump. I'm going to take the extra jump here because every little piece of extra health that we have is going to help, of course. So we're gonna take the extra help. We lose the extra jump, unfortunately. I'm going to keep what I have in the kit. If there's bank here, we're skipping it. There's no bank, so we're gonna go to Stilt. We're gonna rock right through. So what's up, right? So I feel like with life, there's two stages, at least with me, right? There's like two things that are happening, and it's most noticeable for me when I see people I don't see often, and they're like, hey man, what have you been up to? Right? What's new? What's going on? Like, how's this? How's that? And I feel like I have one of two things. Either the answer is nothing, right? Someone will ask me, I haven't seen them in a month or two. They'll be like, dude, what have you been up to? How's this? Like, what's new? You know, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I've been playing some video games and hanging out with my girlfriend and, you know, working and chatting and whatever, you know, but like there are other times where people are like, what's going on? And I'm just like, dude, how much time do you have? Right? You want to take a seat? I'll fill you in. And this is one of those times. So, we're putting this in the backpack. I might actually switch the ice shards out for the boomerang. I think that's what we want to do. I'm going to keep the ice shards on the map just in case, but we'll see. But this is definitely a, hey man, things are happening time. So the biggest news, the big exciting news is that MG and I, we found a place to live. So we've been living separately for the time being, trying to figure things out. And we found a house that we're going to rent, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's just like such a cool spot. It's in a town that her and I have both lived in before, so we know what to expect. It's a beautiful place that's actually, you know, right by the water, by the ocean. There's like all kinds of great stuff about it. So we finally found a spot, and it's really interesting too, because I feel like in life, my experience with the things that are meant to happen is that they're usually not that hard, right? So I think there's like two different types. Yeah, there's like two different types of sort of like life progress, right? Where I think that there's some, like if you were to go to law school, it's not just going to be easy, right? You're not just going to wake up one morning and have all the answers and then you pass the bar and you're like, wow, this just all worked out. This all worked out. It's like, nah, man, you got a lot of work to do, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going to come up. There's a lot of things that you need to focus on, and it's challenging. And of course, you know, law school is that's just the first thing that I thought of. You know, there's plenty of other things in life. But what I find is that for me, when things are really difficult in a way where it doesn't, where it doesn't feel like I'm actually progressing, but more it's like I'm just kind of like hitting my head against the wall. It's like those are the things that don't normally work out. And when they don't work out, there's a reason for it, right? And I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not getting like super Eckhart Tolle on everyone, right? This isn't The Power of Now or whatever, whatever that dude's book is called, right? But I just find for myself that when things are not generally like super difficult and they line up, like that's usually what's meant to happen. And again, you know, this has just been my experience, you know, without getting too deep into the weeds on, you know, the universe loves you and all that stuff or whatever. You know, it's just more of like, all right, man, like in my experience, I have found that the things that come at the right time for the right reasons are the ones that are right. So our journey, MG and I, our journey to, we got a start enemy here. What do we got? Scroll. Our journey to finding this place has been long. It's been a very long and windy road. And it's, like I said, you know, we found a spot. This is definitely the right place. You know, it has everything that we have, everything that we need, right? And I think back to it, like thinking about the way that this all worked out, like I am so fortunate. I'm fortunate in a lot of ways here with this, but like I'm so fortunate with how this all worked out. But like our road here, like I was saying, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. And like there were, I will spare everybody most of the details, but basically like we looked at 6 spots. And there was always something, right? There was a place that we looked at and they reviewed our applications and they're like, cool, we'll get back to you in a week. And this was when was this? This was the end of May. So right now I'm recording this at the end of June. This was at the end of May for a June 1st lease. So basically like we would have needed to move, dude, I don't know, within like a week and a half, right? So we're just sitting and we're waiting and like we're trying to get answers from these people and like things aren't happening. It was just like a struggle. It was such a struggle, right? And we looked at another place that we really liked and we put in our applications, and this place was great too. It had a banging office. All right, let me see. Is there anything that I want to do here? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to get biters off of this thing. Let me see if I can get something else. Burning. Do we have any poison? Let's try one more time. That's good enough. And what I'm gonna do here, so I'm going to. I don't really need Acrobata Pack. I do need Damn Vigor because we're going into a cursed biome. I am going to take Point Blank here, and then I think Networking is the move here. We're going to take Networking for our 3rd mutation. We're going to get Lightning Bolt out of here. Absolutely going to skip the bank. Look at this game time. We're not even at 17 minutes. This video right now is less than 30 minutes, and we're almost at Giant. If we make it through here and we're at Giant, dude, this is wild. This might be a new way of life. this might be a new way of life for all of us, right? But we got to get through here first. We'll see. But, you know, it was just like, and we saw another place and we both loved it. And it was the same thing. We're like, hey, listen, we're super interested. Here are our applications. Like, here's our references. Here's our financials. Like, you know, we'll be happy to do whatever. And, you know, for those of you who do rent, you'll know this. You know, most places want extra money up front, right? So it's not like, of course, this is not real, but if like rent is $500, right? You don't just walk in and pay $500. It's, well, the rent's $500, but we also need this much money for a security deposit in case something happens to the house. And then we need last month. So it's a lot of money. And we were just like, with these people, we're like, listen, we'll give you everything up front right now. Like, we really, really want this spot. And it didn't work. Oh no, am I dead? Yo, I'm not dead. What's up? What's up? But yeah, we were like, listen, we'll give you this money. We'll do this. We'll do whatever. You know, like I said, this has been a long time coming. We've really been just trying to figure things out. And the realtor was like being really avoidant with us. And it wasn't like anything we did. You know, we're very clean, great people. Like, we're awesome. Individually and collectively, we're dope tenants. So if you ever rent a house in the future and you want some good tenants, hit me up. We'll make it work. It'll be great. But basically, like, you know, we finally got an answer from this person, and she was just like, yeah, well, I talked to the property owners, and they're going first come, first serve, and you guys are third in line. And we're like, wait, what do you mean? Right? So it's almost like the idea of, if you were to hire someone for a job, just imagine being like, yeah, well, listen, you're really qualified. We enjoyed your interview. We think you're going to be a great fit. However, there were 2 other people that interviewed first. So instead of picking the people that we want to pick, we're just going to wait for them. It was like super strange. Also super strange. Look at this. We got three corrupted powers here. I think I'm going to want to move away. I'm going to want to move away from this tornado, I think. Ooh, poisons. What do we have for a bonus on poison? We got bonus to poison on the boomerang. And it poisons. I might want to swap this one out. Yeah, we're gonna swap this out. We're gonna get a little bit of extra dot here. So we'll have the shock dot and we'll have the poison dot. So we'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape. But anyways, you know, long story long, basically, like, that place didn't work out, and it's stressful. It's stressful, right? So if anybody here is just trying to get something, the world's tough, man. Everything's tough, right? Job interviews are tough right now. Trying to find a house or trying to find a rental or whatever it is, like, it's tough, right? So, you know, just coming from that and being like, man, like, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. But this place that we ended up, it was like this convergence of events. And, you know, like I said, you know, I feel like the things that are supposed to work out, for me, they're generally the ones where I just have to let go. I gotta let go. I gotta let go of the fact that, hey, you know, I deserve this thing and I'm gonna work so hard for it, and, you know, this other person shouldn't do this, and it's like a whole thing. But, like, just gotta let go. And usually that letting go of something that is not the right fit, and again, it could be anything, right? It could be a bad job, it could be a relationship, it could be an apartment, it doesn't matter, right? But, like, letting go of the thing that is not going to be the right fit makes room for the right fit. And that's what happened with us. So here's let's check up on the run. Let's check up on the run real quick. So how are we doing here? So we have, what do we got? 3 flasks here? Yeah, we got 3 flasks. We procced Damn Vigor earlier. I thought that was going to be the end of the run. You heard me. I was like, are we done? Are we done here? So we got Damn Vigor procced once earlier, so not great, but not bad. So the additional damage, of course, right? We have our double damage on the E-Whip there, but we also had double damage on the, what do you call it? The electrodynamics. So that was not helping. That was not helping at all. So we had double damage, and now we only have single double damage. So we're in better shape. But I took that big hit. Took the big hit, and now what do we got here? All right, so we only got 1 scroll fragment. We get 83 kills. So like I was saying, we're good. We're good. So this hallway here is going to bring us down to a shop. Or I should say it's going to bring us up. It'll bring us up to a shop. And then I think this is actually a weapon shop, right? Because we walked. I'm not even going to do the boss doors on this one. Because I think we already went through the skill shop. All right, so what do we have here? Is there anything that I want to upgrade here? I don't think so. Unless we get a better E-whip, which I don't think that we will. Watch, I was going to say, watch me pull a quad E-whip. That'd be out of control. I was going to say, unless we got a better E-whip, I'm not going to do any of this. I don't feel like going over there to recycle stuff, and I'm going to just go over here, and we're going to leave. We're going to leave. There's one more scroll here, so we're going into Giant a little bit under-scrolled, so I think we're going to get there with 20. There's only one left, right? So we're looking at 25. Yeah, that ain't great. That ain't great, but the synergy and the double damage from the E-whip will hopefully even that out. We'll see. And then we'll grab this. And again, I'm going to see if we can zip. Let's see if we can zippity-do our way around here. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So we're going to come in here. We're going to hit up the Giant. And then, yeah, let's just do... I don't want to... Because I'm trying to think, like, what would be faster? Would it be faster to do Giant, High Peak, and then Dracula, or Giant, Hand of the King, and then what are we looking at for HP? Yeah, that's bigger. Or Giant, Hand of the King, 5BC, and 5BC boss. I feel like it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I really don't think it matters that much. Do I want to change my mutations? I do. All right, so we're going to keep point blank. We are going to grab disengagement, and then what do we want for the next one? Man, I don't even know. I feel like none of... I don't have anything in Acrobata Pack. Maybe just Vengeance? Vengeance, or... No, let's do Recovery. We'll do Recovery. So I'm going to keep these. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Giant. We're going to go Giant, Hand of the King, and then we'll hit up the 5BC biome. But the convergence of events that led us to finding this house is like, man, it's so crazy. So bear with me. This is going to be longer than... This is going to be a long one. So I ended up going, or I should say we ended up going to a Final Fantasy concert in New York City a few weeks ago. It was dope. Nobuo Uematsu was there. The composer was there for the show. It was at Carnegie Hall. It was amazing. People were like dressed up in like suits and stuff. Dude, it was out of control. So we had met up with a friend of mine before the show, and we all went out to dinner, and they had, it was a vegan sushi place that was super good. It's called Beyond Sushi. If you're ever in New York City and you want some vegan grub, that's where to go. If you want some vegan sushi, that's where you hit it up. But we went there and we got some good food, and then for dessert, they had an ube cheesecake. So I feel like ube is a thing. It's all over the place, but I haven't had it. It's not something that I've partaken. And they had this ube cheesecake. I'm going to take this over Tornado, so that way we can take support for the final fight. They had this ube cheesecake, and it was really good. It was super good. Went to the show. My buddy ended up leaving at the end, whatever it was, right? The next day, he sends me a picture, and he's never had ube before, too. He sends me a picture, and it was of ube tempura. And I was like, okay, like I've never seen that either. So he has this tempura, and we're like, okay, that's funny or whatever it is. During that trip, MG and I were talking, and we were talking about that house that I just mentioned where the person wasn't calling us back, and they said we're third in line, and like this whole thing. And I said to her, I was like, you know, do you think that the right thing happens at the right time? I'm like, you know, this has been like a really challenging thing for both of us. Like, do you just think that like when things work out, they're just going to work out in their own time? And she was like, yeah, like, I think so. You know, this whole situation has been really challenging, you know, all the stuff I've already said. So she was just like, yeah, I think that might be the vibe. You know, I think that might be I think that might be a good perspective to have. And I'm not kidding, man. Maybe like an hour or 2 hours after we had that conversation, she got an email from someone on Zillow and was like, hey, like, thanks for reaching out. And what happened is we have 2 cats, and she had emailed this house. It was great. And we were just so burnt out. She's just like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to email everyone. So she hit this dude up and was like, listen, I know you said no pets, but we have 2 cats. Would you consider it? Real quick. 5BC spoiler. 5BC biome incoming. In case you don't want to see the biome, now's a good chance to dip. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Otherwise, we're going to keep going. But the dude hit us back and he was like, yeah, like, you know, we're open to pets, even though we said we're not. Like, tell us more about yourselves or whatever. And then we ended up seeing the place and it worked out. And that's it in its own time. And like I said, you know, this is definitely the right place. There's no question. There's no question about it. It's definitely the right place for us. But it's one of those things where like stuff works out at the right time. I think, what do we want to do here? Point blank for sure. I'm like, do I want disengagement or do I want damn vigor? I think I want vigor. I think I want vigor. And then I also think I want gastro. There we go. I think I want gastro. All right, quick edit here. So I'm recording this after I just finished playing the run. I didn't finish my ube story. There's a reason for it. I promise there's a reason for it. So we have ube cheesecake on Friday. On Saturday, my buddy finds ube tempura. It's out of nowhere. And then on Sunday, I'm meeting MG to go look at this place that we ended up getting the keys for. I'm in Whole Foods. I'm eating some food, waiting for her to show up. And I look over as I'm getting to get up and recycle the plastic container that my falafel was in. And I see the bassist from a band that I am a very big fan of. He lives in the area. I have seen other members of this band at other times in this general area, but I looked over and I saw this dude and I was like, oh my God, like I gotta go talk to this dude. So I went up, I recycled my plastic and I was like, hey man, like, I introduced myself and I was just like, hey, I just wanted to come say hello. Like, the album you just put out recently was awesome. You know, we saw you in concert a couple months ago. Like, you know, I've been a fan for a while. Like, my girlfriend's been a fan of you for like 25 years, you know, all of this stuff. And it was great. And he was like, yeah, thanks. You know, nice to meet you. And then I figured the conversation's over. And he says, oh, do you live around here? And I told him where I live. I told him where my girlfriend and I were off to, and he looks at me and he says, there's an ice cream place up there that has great vegan ice cream. You should get their vegan ube ice cream. I couldn't believe it. And at that point, I'm not trying to be funny. At that point, I was like, man, this is the right thing to do. We let go of what wasn't going to serve us, and then I bump into the bassist of one of our favorite bands, just chilling out, just having a falafel. And he says, you should go get that ube ice cream after all of the ube stuff happened. And I was just like, man, like there's a signpost. So that's the reason I started telling the ube story. Let's get back to the video. But anyways, that's what I meant when I was like, things are happening. So now like we already had some travel planned for next week. We got to like pack up and move within the next 2 weeks. Like there's so much stuff happening, but like, it's all good. It's all good stuff, right? It's all good stuff. We're both super stoked. And that is my way of, after 38 minutes or whatever it's been, to say like, I got a lot of stuff going on and I don't know when I'll be able to do more videos. So I figured I'd try some live comm and we'll see what happens. And this run's actually pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I'm going to put a disclaimer probably in the title and of course the description, just being like, hey man, I talk a lot about stuff in here. This isn't all just a Dead Cells video, so prepare yourself. Come and go as you want, mute as you want or whatever. But that's the vibe. So I got a lot going on here. Again, it's all good stuff. Really excited to you know, just get life moving, man. You know, like I said, there's so many times, and maybe you've experienced this too, where, you know, you just kind of look around, you're like, yeah, I'm just doing the same stuff, and like, it's cool, right? Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, maybe I'm just doing the same job and seeing the same people and, you know, with the same habits or whatever. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but man, when stuff starts to shift and it feels good, like it feels good. So now let me see how I can bring everybody back. I wonder if I can like make a note, be like, hey, we come back to the run at approximately 41 minutes, whatever the time frame is, right? But let's take all right, so let's talk about the actual game here. So moving forward from life, right? We are in the 5BC biome here. We flawlessed all 3 bosses so far. We did not. We got the double crossbow-matic from the Hand of the King, or excuse me, from Giant. I don't even know what it does. Shots pierce all. All right, that's not like a super exciting affix, but we have ourselves the double crossbow-matic here, so that way we can do extra damage with support. So that's my plan for the 5BC boss. Hopefully I hit a platform here. Okay. Like that's super risky. But that's my plan for the 5BC boss here. Oh man, I meant to hit the... Oh, that's a shame. I meant to not eat the food, but hit that wall. So we just wasted a big food. And I just took a huge hit. So that's really unfortunate, man. That's super unfortunate. So what are we going to do? I think we're going to... I think this is the food shop here, right? So we're going to hit up the food shop. And then... Yeah, all right, so let me get this eyeball. Okay. All right, so we're back on track here. We're back on track. We got the Librarian John. We got the Librarian here. Take him out, and then, like I was doing before, I think I'm just gonna start trying to find that other key, and then let's get the hell out of here as soon as we can. I feel like this has been less of a long play and more of a Dear Diary, right? Dear Diary. Today I told everyone that I was moving, and I'm excited for it. And we're playing a 5BC run, and I wasted food, and I got cursed for 60 before I left prisoners' quarters because I wasn't paying attention to the gold reserves. How's that? The good news is we're almost done. What are we looking at for time here? Oh, 44 minutes, dude. We are shredding. Here. This is fantastic. All right, we're in good shape. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to kill the enemies that I need to. The good news is because we have a good build here, we got ourselves a nice kit. I can just kind of like quickly like scoot around all this stuff. I really don't feel like I said, I don't want to engage with everything here. Of course we get to take out the enemies that are in our way, or the ones that teleport to us. Am I going to make it out of here alive? I am. We're good. Vigor didn't even proc. We're straight. But I'm just going to try to get out of here as soon as I can. Bad scroll count. So we're coming out of here with 28, 6, and 6. And I think we also got our other dual stat. So that means that unless we get a quad amulet, which would be beautiful, our scroll count's super low. Oh, there we go. So we get a challenge rift at least. So we can pop this open here. We'll get one more extra scroll out of this. Dude, wouldn't it be sick if we actually got a quad? If we got a quad amulet out of that challenge rift? That'd be fantastic. All right, I'm just gonna take this now. Yeah, there's no real reason to wait for it. What do we got? What do we got for an amulet here? There's a lot of cells in here too. We got a quad. Get out. Dude, get out. That is unbelievable. Dude, that is so fantastic. All right, so we are getting a quad damage amulet. So now what do I need to do? I got to make it out of here alive. That's what I got to do. I got to make sure I don't get hit in this challenge rift. Oh my God, that's so funny. I got to make sure I don't get hit. I got to make sure that we have a successful finish to the tower. And then, at this point, even if we lose to spoiler boss, that's fine. I feel like at this point, the run is a success. Wow, look at this, huh? So now we're coming in with 31, 431 and 6. Okay, so that's not good for health, obviously, but very, very good for our stats here. Obviously, I'm just going to recycle every other amulet I see because we don't need it. Get this guy out of the way. And then we're almost, I was going to say, we're almost at the top of the tower here. Not quite yet, but we're just about there. I think this is the end, right? We're good. Yep, we're good. So I'm going to pop open these doors here. I'm going to do the bird glitch or the little trick here. I'm not going to actually fight these birds. I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump down. I'm going to let the electricity or the fall kill them. Maybe both. Oh, here comes. There's the other bird. It's like on its way down. There it is. All right, so we got the two birds out of the way, and let me see. I don't even remember what was the. Oh, we didn't even hit the shop over here. So we'll take a quick peek at the shop. We do not have enough money for the flask, so we're going to be going into the final boss here with only 3 flasks. And let me see. All right, so I think I would like to keep. I think I want to keep electrodynamics. Yeah, we got poison on that. So I would love to find like a Tesla coil that has poison on it. This is like unbelievable. What else can I will into existence, right? So I'm moving. I got a double damage E-whip. I got a quad tactics necklace. I have I got a Tesla coil with poison on it. This is unbelievable. This is great. And is there any other food left on the map? There is not. So we got ourselves almost a full heal from gastronomy. So like at least that was kind of worth it, you know, taking it with us, but that didn't. Unfortunately, you know, what I would love to have done is buy the food in the shop, and then after that, take the, what do you call it? Recycle the food on the map, so that way we get extra bonus damage. So here we go. Support, point blank, and disengage, right? Do I want to reroll anything here? I don't think I want to. The only thing I could do here is if I rerolled poison on this, I would get more damage. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I want to keep the double damage. That E-whip is my good luck charm. All right, so here's the build. We're going into the 5BC boss. We got support, we got point blank, we got disengagement, just in case. We have 3 things that I have willed into existence. Our game time is 28 minutes. We're in for it, man. So again, final spoiler warning here. This is the last boss, big spoiler boss. So if you don't want to get spoiled, now's a good time to dip out. If you do, thank you for hanging. Thanks for listening to my life update. And now let's go. So am I worried about this? Like a little. I'm a little worried about this because even though we have high health, right? I only got 1 double damage. We have high health. We got a lot of bonus stuff here. Let's see how this goes. All right. Starting off with my least favorite attack, and then I'm going to try to get through. Nope. There it is. Already popped disengagement. There it goes. Never mind. All right. He should drink. I'm going to drink. Right. So we already procced disengagement at this point, so no more protection here. And then I think he's gonna drink again. We're good. I am gonna pop this down here to try to get him to drink one more time. Ain't gonna happen. The good news is that with this enemy room, it's going to bring the cooldown on the turret down. I'm actually not going to use the turret. I'm going to wait until we get up top here. I'm going to wait till we get up top, and let's see. Can I manufacture a win? Can I will a win into existence? Let's find out. We're almost there. Almost there. This is nerve-wracking. This is so nerve-wracking. He's healing. I'm healing. This is wild. It's a good thing I'm not doing this on stream. Can I get it? Can I get it? What are we doing? Ooh, we got it. We got it. Oh my God. Wow, that was intense, huh? That was intense, but we did it. Man, that was wild. What a cool run. What a cool run, man. That was so good. So hopefully, man, I know I talked a lot about myself in this run and not so much about the game, but the good news is we got it done quick and we skipped a bunch of stuff and we still won. It's fantastic, right? Yeah, so I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. So, thanks for hanging. Thanks for watching this. Again, hope you're doing well. Thanks for listening. If you checked out the whole video, thanks for listening to my update and all that stuff. I feel like this is a place where I can talk about these kind of things, so I appreciate it. And if you like live comm, let me know. I'll do some more of it. And I think that's it. So take care of yourself. And as always, thanks for watching and good luck out there.